Hello friends, welcome to Suresh Aggarwal's Mathematics Shortcuts. I hope you have seen the previous video in which I told you how to compare two fractions without taking LCM. That was the trick you have mastered. And if you have seen that video and practiced that concept, finding the greatest or the smallest fraction out of any number of given fractions will not be a problem for you because you will not be using the LCM trick. And LCM method obviously consumes so much of time. When you have 3 or 4 numbers and you have to find the LCM, you may find the LCM verbally also, but how to make a common denominator? So suppose the LCM is like 128. How do you convert all the denominators to 128? And it's going to be a real task, finding the greatest fraction and the smallest fraction. So the elimination method, that's what I am going to use here. The elimination short trick to find the greatest and the smallest fraction. Very important, very interesting video. And if you are a school student comparing fractions for the first time, this is going to be really amazing for you, and you can surprise your friends by just watching and telling them, oh, this fraction is the greatest and this fraction is the smallest. They'll be like, how are you calculating everything in mind? So basic multiplication skills are used in this particular trick, and I'm sure this is going to benefit you a great deal. And this video happens to be a part of our ebook of short tricks, which is like chapter number 5, Art of Manipulating Fractions. In that chapter, we have given all the short tricks of fractions, and there are 24 different chapters in that ebook of short tricks. And if you want a compilation of all those short tricks at one place, you need to send me a message on WhatsApp. This is the WhatsApp number 9896369963. All these details which I have written here are contained in the description of this video as well. So friends, let's start with the concept used, because without concept you will be cramming everything, right? And we don't want you to cram something. It is like understanding and then applying and then solving questions and feeling a cut above others. So concept is nearly the same as the previous video, but so many of you are new to the channel, so I'll tell you the concept first. Now the first thing we should know is to find the greater or the smaller fraction out of two fractions which are given to us. Like suppose you have, I'll take an easy example like 2 by 5 and 3 by 7. Okay, now I want to find which one of them is greater without taking the LCM of the denominators 5 and 7. Here the LCM is also easy, but since we are understanding the concept, I am taking small numbers. So without multiplication, without actually multiplication of the denominators, you can multiply the numerator here by the denominator here and write it under the numerator. 2 times 7 is 14 and numerator here is 3. So 3 times 5 is 15, and since we know that 15 is greater, therefore this fraction from which we obtained 15, 3 by 7 will be the greater fraction as compared to 2 by 5. Now this is one very important tendency. Now when we have 3 different fractions, like I'll take an example, see, say 10 by 13, 5 by 8 and 2 by, let's take here 2 by 7, I'll mix up. Okay, now I want to find which one of them is greatest. So for that, I'll be comparing 2 at a time because I have to find the greatest. So I will eliminate the smaller one so that I can only pursue the greater one, because I have to find the greatest. And if you have to find the smallest, then when you compare two fractions, forget the greater one. I'll tell you how it works. See, suppose I have to find the greatest here. Now for finding the greatest, I'll eliminate the smaller. So when I am comparing these two, 10 times 8 is 80 and 5 times 13 is 65, right? So I want to find the greatest. So 80 is greater, that means 65 is smaller, and 65 is smaller means this is eliminated because it is smaller than 10 by 13. And all I have to do is to compare this with the third one now to find which one is greatest. Now 10 times 7 is 70, which I write below 10, 2 times 13 is 26, which I write below 2, and job done. Because 70 is greater, 26 is smaller, so eliminate the smaller, I get the greatest one as 10 upon 13. Now this is the concept which I am going to use. This is called the elimination method. When you compare two fractions, eliminate the one which is not required. If you want to find the greater, forget the smaller. If you want to find the smallest, forget the greater. Okay, let's see how this can be applied to solve some questions. Here we have 2 by 7, 3 by 4, 6 by 7 and 5 by 8, and we need to find the greatest and the smallest. We can find both, or we can do one in one question and maybe the smaller in the other question. Let's see how it works. Now let's compare these two first. 2 times 4 is 8, 3 times 7 is 21. So if I want to find the greatest, now this is eliminated because it is smaller. So now I have to compare only these three to find the greatest. Now I will compare these two. 3 times 7, 21 again, and 6 times 4, 24. So since I am finding the greatest, 21 is smaller than 24, so this is eliminated. And now I have to compare these two. 6 times 8 is 48 and 5 times 7 is 35. I want to find the greatest, so 48 is greater and 35 is smaller, so this is eliminated, and I have the greatest. 6 by 7 is the greatest of all of them. See how quickly we can do that without actually taking the LCM. We are finding a particular fraction which is the greatest one among all of them. Likewise, if I have to find the smallest, now 2 by 7, 3 by 4, the same four fractions, 6 by 7 and 5 by 8. Now out of these two are having the same denominator, 2 and 7. So obviously I found out that 6 by 7 is greatest, or 2 by 7 and 6 by 7 you can compare verbally. 6 by 7 obviously will be greater, so this is automatically cancelled out. Now use these two. 2 4s are 8, 3 7s are 21. I want to get the smallest, so the larger one will be eliminated. And then 2 times 8, 16 and 5 times 7, 35. I want the smaller, so the larger one will be eliminated, and your answer is 2 by 7, which is the smallest one among all of them. See how quickly we are finding the greatest and the smallest just by eliminating the fractions, the other fractions, by comparing them. Let's see another question. We can find the greatest and smallest, so I'll do the greatest here, and in my next question I'll do the smallest. Okay, so 4 by 5, 2 by 3, 8 by 9, 6 by 7. See, watch and tell the answer. That is the technique. 4 times 3, 12. 2 times 5, 10. Since I am finding the greatest, so this is greater, so the smaller one is eliminated. Now use this and this. 4 9s are 36, 8 5s are 40. 40 is greater, so the smaller one, this is eliminated. Compare these two. 8 7s are 56, 9 6 are 54. I want the greatest, so smaller one 54 is eliminated, and you have the answer. The greatest is 8 by 9. So how much time you think you are going to take to solve this question? I think observation is what is required, and little bit of mental maths in terms of your mental multiplication skill, right? So let's see another one in which I'll be finding the smallest one now. So we have 4 by 9, 3 by 8, 5 by 11 and 2 by 7, and I want to find the smallest one. So let's compare these two. 4 8s are 32, 3 9s are 27. I want to find the smallest, so the greater one out of these two is eliminated. Now use these three. 3 and 11, 33. 5 8s are 40. I want the smaller one, greater one is eliminated. 3 7s are 21 and 2 8s are 16. Greater one is 21, so this is eliminated, and your answer is 2 by 7. So 2 by 7 is the smallest fraction out of these four fractions. So even if the number of fractions increase, like you are given 5 fractions or 6 fractions, still you can find which one of them will be greater or which one of them will be the smallest. So friends, very important that you develop these skills, because in class 11th and 12th, when you are preparing for your IIT entrance exams, that's the time where these things will be used, and you will feel a cut above others if you know these things. And so many of the students will be using the traditional approach there also. So friends, if you're liking all these videos, do share it with all your friends. Once you click the like button, you get the option of hyping the video. So hype the video, give it some points so that it reaches more audiences. So friends, you are requested to subscribe the channel Suresh Aggarwal's Mathematics Shortcuts, and along with the subscribe button you have this bell shaped icon. If you hit the bell icon, you will get all the notifications of future uploads on your mobile set itself. So practice this method using 30-40 questions, and you need to let me know in the comments below, is it really working for you and worth watching? All the best.